What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Going back into r/AskReddit again today, so let's get to it. So today's AskReddit question is something that I really think everyone can probably relate to on some level. The question was, what is the funniest thing you've ever heard a person say in their sleep? And there are definitely some interesting responses in here. I was studying abroad in Italy. My, also American, roommate rolled over and said, "Yogurt, am I right?" I laughed and quietly said, "Yeah, buddy." He, in his sleep, replied, "Hey man, screw you." It was hilarious. My son appeared in my bed in the middle of the night. No problem, he's a little kid. But he kept kicking me in his sleep. I tried to move him over and he uttered, "Face me, Jedi." I was not prepared for that, so I left and slept on the couch. That's gotta be either like a really proud parent moment or like a really terrifying one. My mom, when I tried to wake her up for her night job when I was like 14. The oven. I'm like, the oven, Mom? Stupid bullcrap oven, you're fired. I was freaking dying. My mom woke my grandma up after she had worked the night shift to sign a permission slip for a school trip. When my mom got to school, the teacher yelled at my mom and told her that she couldn't go on the trip because she faked the note. The note read, "OP may go on the school trip this afternoon. Sincerely, toilet paper." They still hang the note, now laminated, on the tree every Christmas. Well, that's a cute family story there. A male classmate once confided that he apparently sleptwalked into his parents' bedroom and screamed, "Where's my blue dress?" So I had a friend in high school that did something similar, except a little more... Well, okay, so what happened was, like, we were all, I think, like 14 or something like that. And I heard this secondhand information, but... So what happened was she'd gone upstairs after swim practice to go to sleep early because we had a meet or something the next day or something like that. And her parents and brother are downstairs watching TV. And then she comes down not wearing anything at all, being like, "I can't find my swimsuit." And so her mom's like, "Okay, honey, come on, we'll go take a look for it." And I had to walk her back upstairs. And she had no recollection of it, apparently. Again, I heard that all secondhand. Like, I don't know if I should even really be sharing that, but I haven't really talked to that friend in years, and so don't really feel too guilty. I don't know, just an innocent, harmless little story. Nobody got hurt, so. My girlfriend turned over the other night and said, "This is the end." Boy, you better start running right now. She's either gonna kill you or break up with you. My wife started giggling in her sleep. I whispered to her, "What's so funny, dearie?" She answered, "My sister is riding on a frisbee. It's a fun recipe." She quickly dozed back off. 12, 35, 20, 40, 07, 21. My father said random numbers in his sleep. The gambler in me can't help. I bet those numbers on the lotto. I didn't win. Gee, you didn't win the lottery based on random numbers your father was muttering in his sleep. Huh, what a wild shock. Although, to be fair, your odds were probably about just as high doing that as they would have been with any other numbers you would have picked. Stop brushing my teeth! I think my brother has a chronic fear of toothbrushes. Before we got married, it was the middle of the night. I sat bolt upright, practically screamed, "Brother, help me, I'm getting married!" Then slammed back down onto the bed, dead asleep. My now wife absolutely lost it laughing. The funniest part of it all is I didn't even know it happened until she told me about it in the morning. At least she's got a sense of humor about it, because I could see a lot of women taking that in an entirely different direction. My wife will have full conversations. She was upset that we have a state bird but no national bird. I reminded her about the bald eagle and she smiled and slept soundly. Okay, that's kind of a really random thing to be sleep talking about, but whatevs. Although that does remind me of this one time. My wife had just told me, like that night, about one experience that she'd had at like a girls' camp or something growing up, where she had a full-on conversation with one of the camp leaders or whatever about something, and then was asking those exact same questions in the morning because she couldn't remember them. And the leader was like, I told you all this last night. She's like, no, you didn't. I was asleep. She's like, yes, I did. No, you didn't. Well, then you must have been talking in your sleep about it, because I definitely told you. And so we were just laughing about it. And then she went to bed a little early because I was playing Ark with a couple of friends on a private server. And we decided that we were going to be bold and try and go for our first rock drakes that night on Aberration. It did not end well. At all. And we ended up restarting the server just to recover everything because we're pansies like that. Well, mostly a server admin. He just didn't want to lose everything, even though he cheats in everything he wants anyways, but that's a whole different story. Anyways, as we're wrapping up, my wife turns over. She's like, how are you guys doing? And I'm just like, we're not doing well. It's not going well at all. Why are you still awake? I just wanted to see how you were doing. Did you get your rock drakes? No, we've gotten eaten by rock drakes several times over at this point. Did Aaron die again? Yep, he's died several times. It's Ark and Aaron. They don't get along very well. Oh, okay, we'll see you when you get to bed. And so, about 10 minutes later, we're wrapped up, servers restarted, we're, back to where we were and back at our base and blah, 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 everything else. I crawl in bed, go to sleep. And it's like 3 a.m. because I'm stupid. Anywho. So about 5 hours after that, a very groggy me is woken up by my overly energetic wife being like, so how did it go last night? How'd you guys do? Did you get your rock drakes? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Well, I didn't hear how it all went. How did you guys do? Can I see a rock drake? Did you get one? We talked about this last night at like 1:30. We did? Yeah, we did. Oh, really? Yeah, we did, hon. It was just this really funny back and forth about it. Anywho, she had no recollection of that conversation at all, and I still kind of poke fun at her over it to this day. In fact, actually, when I was looking at doing this and I joked with her about it, she's like, are you going to tell that dumb story about Ark? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell that dumb story about Ark. It's one of my favorites. Anyway, when I was about 8 years old, I woke up and felt sick. Naturally, I went to my parents' room to wake my mom up. I tapped her and she sleep mumbled, be quiet, the vegetables are still sleeping. For some reason, it freaked me the crap out. I went back to my room and started crying. You can't poop here, because this is my area. You need a receipt. I really want to know the context in that dream as to what would merit that kind of sleep talking. Why are you sleeping with him, you whore? Context, I was a senior in high school and my uncle was staying at our house for the weekend. His new wife, of about 6 months, was with him. To be courteous, we let them stay in my room and I slept in with my brothers. I have a history of outlandish sleepwalking and talking. In the middle of the night, I walked into my bedroom and started screaming at my new aunt, calling her a whore. My mother came out and walked me back to bed. Luckily, my aunt has a great sense of humor and reminds me about it every time I see her. Okay, that one definitely, you're lucky that she's got a good sense of humor about it. Because I could easily see that being something that would either freak them out so bad they'd never want to visit the family again, or turn them off of you completely. This bean is sacred. Okay, duly noted. My husband recently asked, did I just have a dream about breast cancer awareness? Unaware that he was in fact still asleep, and wondering why the heck he was asking me that at 3 a.m., I replied, I don't know, probably. Not that funny, I guess. Just so random we still laugh about it. I remember at a sleepover, one kid shouted, I see the light! And then sleepwalked into a wall. They were very confused as to what happened when they woke up. In college, I had a roommate who would talk in his sleep occasionally. One time, in the middle of the night, he said, OP, I need to tell you something important. He sounded very earnest and I wasn't quite asleep yet, so I said, okay, what is it? Suddenly, he was shouting and yelled, it's none of your business! And was silent for the rest of the night. Okay, that would freak me the crap out. Just like, dude, what the crap? Where did that come from? follow up on that one. I also had a college roommate who was a big-time sleep talker. Mostly, he would talk about how much he loved his girlfriend, but another moment stands out. See, my roommate was the most jacked dude I've met in my 32 years and was kind of intimidating, even though he was a giant teddy bear. We were part of ROTC on our campus, and one of the sophomore cadets' jobs was to host high schoolers that were thinking about joining the organization on an overnight stay. A guy I knew from high school was spending the night in our room after a long day of school and training. The cots weren't terribly comfortable, so he had some trouble getting to sleep while I was working on a paper. Suddenly, at about midnight, my roommate sits bolt upright and stares daggers at the prospective member and screams in his meanest, most booming voice, "All right, fish, get up. I'm gonna smoke the crap out of you." I don't think the poor dude got back to sleep, and I know for a fact that he came to our university but didn't end up joining ROTC. Yeah, I could see that being kind of a turnoff. Girlfriend. He wants to give her butt massages. Me. What? He wants to give her butt massages. Who? He wants to give her butt massages. I don't understand. Girlfriend goes back to intensely snoring. Want to play dodgeball? I do. I want to play dodgeball. Dodgeball! So I'm guessing, based on that statement, in that dream, they must have been in an ice cream store. I am tired of being limited to this human form. Okay, if I was ever caught sleep talking, that is what I would want to be saying. That is what I would want someone to hear me say while I'm sleep talking, because I could spin that in any number of ways. I sleep talk. My girlfriend keeps a list. Why are you always making Mexican dishes? And don't look at my dog that way, you witch, are my favorites. My sister carried on a conversation with me about needing to go pick up Natalie from the airport. We only know one Natalie and hadn't seen her in several years. I also called my wife an illiterate Canadian once in my sleep. She's neither illiterate nor Canadian. Illiterate Canadian, I might have to use that one sometime. I woke up one night to my husband laying on his back with one arm sticking straight up in the air. He was dead asleep and I asked if he was okay. His response was, "I like your bones." This is Philip's first time at the zoo. Philip is the name of my stuffed giraffe. My partner was dreaming that we took my stuffed giraffe to the zoo to see the other giraffes. No, Mom, I don't want an umbrella in my spaghetti. Okay, so is an umbrella in your spaghetti or is it spaghetti landing on your umbrella? Because it could just be cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Yeah, I can't believe I just did that either. That was r/AskReddit, and if you want more funny or uplifting AskReddit content, then go ahead and check out the playlist link in the description below. Also, feel free to share this on social media so that you can give other people their daily dose of Reddit happy as well. Now you guys go out there, stay safe, be healthy today, and remember to wash your hands. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.